There was something else.
Emergency stop.
Oh yeah, thank you. Emergency stop. Oh right, I see what you mean, that car, yeah. Yeah, it looks like somebody's run into the back of him, doesn't it? Twat. Okay, so the test is going to last. Switch the mirror across. Welcome to the channel. I'm Andrew Niner from Niner Driving School, and this is Sol, who's my son.
All right.
He's got his test next week. How you feeling about it?
Pretty confident.
Yeah, you're driving well. He's got no excuse to fail, really, has he? So there have been a few changes to the driving test just this week. It's the beginning of November 2026, so the examiners are now going to pull you over 3 times to the side of the road to move off again instead of 4. There's going to be more country lanes and more dual carriageways if they're available, and the independent driving is going to be a mixture of sat-nav and following the road signs to places throughout the test. There was something else.
Emergency stop.
Oh yeah, thank you. Emergency stop. There's going to be 1 in 7 people gets tested on an emergency stop, or gets tested on an emergency stop instead of 1 in 3 from now. So it's not much of a change, but in Carmarthen, where we are, it could make quite a difference to the routes because we've got lots of dual carriageways and country lanes to use around here. So we're going to get on with the mock test. I'm going to get my pad out so I can make some notes. Any questions before we start, Sol? No?
Not really.
Okay, so the test is going to last.
Yes, Sol, you look beautiful and your piercing looks beautiful, thanks to Mike at Nobby's Tattoo and Piercing in Carmarthen.
I'll tell you within plenty of time. We're just going to be using road signs today for the independent driving section. Okay. There's going to be 1 reversing manoeuvre and maybe an emergency stop. Okay, so if you're ready to go, let's start the engine. First of all, just before we go, could you tell me how you would check your brake lights are working?
Get someone to have a look.
Okay, and what would you do while they're looking?
Push the brake pedal.
Thank you. Okay. Right then, move off when you're ready. And just keep following the road ahead unless road signs tell you otherwise. I'm going to be making notes. Doesn't mean you're making loads of faults. Might just be things I need to talk about at the end. At the roundabout, let's turn right, second exit. The sign does look like it's straight ahead, but let's turn right, second exit.
Sol's mirror signal manoeuvre routine is all in place. He started really well.
somewhere here on the left. Move off again when you're ready.
Moving off, Solly's looking over his shoulder to check his blind spot, but it would be better if he looked further back to make absolutely sure that the examiner has seen that he's properly checking his blind spot. No fault though.
And take the first turning on the left. Take the first turning on the right. And take the first turning on the left. And let's pull over on the left. Okay, so I'd like you to pull up alongside the car in front and then reverse park behind it, reasonably close, parallel with the curb and within 2 car lengths. Carry on when you're ready. Switch the mirror across. Thank you. Move off again when you're ready.
Perfect reverse park manoeuvre here. I do have to remind Sol to switch the mirror switch across so the left mirror goes down, because it goes down automatically on the BMW. I forgot to tell him at the beginning, that's my fault. It's no fault. Perfect reverse
At the
park
end of the
manoeuvre.
road, turn right. The end of the road, let's turn left.
There is a cruise control on the BMW 118M, and Sol uses it quite a lot in the 20s. It really helps sticking to the speed limit in those slower zones and on the dual carriageways.
Forgot the mixer. Do it tomorrow.
Sol's also known as Solcybin DJ, and here we remember that we were supposed to take his mixer into the post office so it could be changed as it's broken. We often play together at Kuru Bar in Carmarthen.
If they miss you, they leave that, and then you take it to a depot and they just go and pick it up.
Alright, so that's where you got it from.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of the road, let's turn left.
Changes of speed limits and keeping bang on the speed limit. Well done, Sol. I'm impressed. As we go into the 20 zone here, you'll see Sol slows down. We get into second gear and he maintains the 20 miles per hour, and there's a little flick of the cruise control with his left hand there.
So was there always only one reverse manoeuvre on the test?
Yes. And take the first turning on the left, it's just after the 20 miles per hour sign.
Very tricky turn here. It's really blind and it is a national speed limit to the right. So Sol gets his speed right down, crawls out, leaning forward and having a look before he enters the road. Very good.
Turn right.
Very awkward and blind with this junction as well. This catches a lot of people out on driving tests at Carmarthen. It's very blind to the left and sharp, but Sol creeps forwards, has a good look before he commits to taking off into the new road. He must have had a good teacher.
So I'd like you to follow the road signs for Carmarthen now. Good thing, wasn't it?
Sol's got a bit of a habit of hanging his hands on the bottom of the steering wheel there. It's not a fault, but it'd be better if his hands were higher up the steering wheel, because this gives better balance to the steering wheel. No fault though.
Have you ever had your foot on the floor with your clutch and then change gear and it makes a bit of a crunch?
Not if it's right the way down, I don't think. I've done it, but I haven't had my clutch right down.
At this roundabout, you can use either lane to follow the road ahead, because the second exit is at a 1 o'clock position on the roundabout, but the examiners prefer you to use the left to avoid people undertaking you.
Probably be on the floor, I've noticed.
Okay.
And a couple of times been like, what the fuck? The foot's literally all the way down.
Well, it's probably that substandard clutch fitting from the last mechanic that did it before I did it.
That'll be New Lodge Motorsport. Thanks, Ant.
I also noticed it in Saren's car.
Right, okay. I'd like you to follow the signs for the A48 Swansea. A48 Swansea.
At this roundabout in Carmarthen, it is a bit of a tricky one. You can take the middle lane or the right hand lane to turn right to Swansea. Sol takes the middle lane because that's easier when you're leaving the dual carriageway and you're in the left position. It doesn't signal right at the roundabout, which I think is a good idea, because people do get this roundabout wrong. And if that right signal was on, they'd see he's definitely coming around to the right. I've given him a driving fault for this. Sorry, son.
road ahead for quite a while.
So Sol's travelling at about 60 miles an hour in a 70 limit, but it is very wet conditions, so this is the right thing to do in the circumstances. He overtakes the truck nicely, checking his mirrors, signalling, leaves it plenty of time before he comes back in, and he can see the truck on his left in the centre mirror before coming back in. That shows that it's safe and he's given the truck plenty of room. Sol wants to get back in on the left. There's a car quite close behind us, a twat in a Jag. He goes past, bibbing his horn. Maybe he was saying thank you, but that could cause a problem on a test. If the examiner thinks you've held somebody up and someone bibs their horn at you, it could be a serious fault. I haven't given Sol a serious fault for this though, because he was doing the right thing. The Jag's driving too fast for these weather conditions.
Overtaken and you came in nice and safely. I won't say anything about people who drive Jaguars because they might get into trouble.
60 as well.
bends they are, aren't they? Okay, so that's the end of the mock test. How do you feel it went?
I think it went pretty well.
It was a really good drive, really good drive. I've only marked one fault.
Okay.
Do you know what that might be?
Maybe lack of observations going around the roundabout to Swansea.
No, I think your observation was fine there, but it was there because we were turning right. No indication, yeah. I'd put a signal on there because there is a choice in that lane, and sometimes you'll get people doing it wrong, coming in from your right trying to leave at the second exit. So it'd be good to get, you know, as you go into the roundabout, then get the right signal on, just to show them definitely where you're going. But you didn't cause anybody an issue, so it was just marked as a driving fault or a minor. Okay. Now, regarding the twat in the Jag, is there anything, I mean, he was out of order, okay, I haven't marked any fault there. Is there anything you could have done to alleviate that situation, do you think?
Probably sped up.
Yeah, I mean, he was right on the bumper, wasn't he? Being a knob. So yeah, I mean, you were doing 60. You could have got up to, it's not really the conditions for doing 70, so I think your speed was right for the conditions. But yeah, in that situation, maybe get up to 70, overtake those couple of cars and get out of his way as he's in such of a hurry. Can cause issues if somebody's, if you know, something like that, and they bib at you, the examiner could go, well, you know, you've slowed him down. So but I think he was doing everything right, but we did end up holding him up for a little bit. But yeah, you were waiting to come in, weren't you? The cars from the left, you moved out for them, then they sped up and they were matching your speed, weren't they?
Yeah.
And you were waiting for a safe gap to come in. So yeah, exactly. I think that was right. And yeah, he was a bit of an idiot. So yeah, drive like that on your test, you're going to be fine.
Right. I don't know, I'm not really worried about anything anymore.
Good.
I think it was just because I was a bit rusty. Well,
you was only having the odd go in the car, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Into Carmarthen and back, really. That's it, we'll pull up here.
And just because I hadn't done many reverse manoeuvres compared to just normal driving.
Yeah. Good. Well done.